This week I'm going to a pop star party this Friday, so I had to buy like 3 outfits to change and, the whole thing. So I probably got like 30 boxes this week.
It depends on the day and how much money I have. It's typically like 1 to 3 items.
Daily, I'm not gonna lie.
My boots are from UGG. My leggings are from Lululemon. My top is from Aritzia, and my jacket's from Brandy Melville.
I usually purchase my jacket from TJ Maxx.
Yeah, I bought it on an online site called Shine.
Forever 21.
Macy's?
Yeah.
Amazon, but I don't really like it. I like the convenience of it, but I really am torn because I don't want to contribute to the evil empire,
America has a shopping problem. There is something about a crisp, new outfit. It makes you feel good. It's easier than ever to be an indulgent consumer, but we're shopping too much, and everyone is paying the price. The average U.S. person now consumes twice as much as they did 50 years ago. The retail industry in particular has had a significant impact on the environment. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, 17 million tons of textile waste, including discarded clothing, was generated in the United States in 2018. The New York Times has called out brands like Zara and H&M for pushing fast fashion onto consumers. However, there is a wave of individuals using their platforms to encourage a more responsible way to shop and looking to inspire others to think more consciously about how they make their purchase decisions too. It's called slow fashion. To understand it, you need to understand fast fashion first. For someone that doesn't know what fast fashion is, can you describe a little bit about it and why, and in your understanding, why it's harmful?
For someone who doesn't know what fast fashion is, I would describe it as any clothing, shoes, and accessories that are created in a way that is harmful to people and to the planet. They're often mass-produced in really unethical working conditions in these facilities. They're basically created as quickly as possible to be sold and, for people to cycle through these really trendy pieces that are not made to last. They're typically made from really inexpensive materials and non-natural materials, and they just fall apart after a few wears.
Slow fashion means shopping less. I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's really what matters. We as consumers have to try our best to fight all of the trends that are being thrown in our face, all of these marketing campaigns that really target us and make us feel that we should be validated, that we are more validated by buying new clothes, by buying new pieces. I think we actively have to fight this urge to want that kind of validation because it's unnecessary.
There's definitely pressure to follow the trends that we see from fast fashion companies and social media and the weird intersection of the two. People impulse buying is the goal of fast fashion companies and a lot of other industries also. And having worked in marketing and in social media in my past, those things are not accidental. Things like one-click, purchasing and why a website looks the way that it does and why, Shein, for example, people who are financially minded think that is incredible because they're more of a tech company that has an actual algorithm that creates a feed for you. It's a shopping feed, but it's meant to mimic social media so that you're looking at photos and, you're thinking, I want to look like that. I want to be that person. I want to buy that. And you just click on that photo and add it to your cart. And those are not accidents. It's human nature.
Impulse buying can be defined as unplanned purchases and is a well-studied phenomenon. In April 2020, Americans spent 18% more on impulse purchases. According to the Pew Research Center, 3 in 10 Americans are constantly online, and others are spending close to 7 hours a day on their devices. Americans are constantly being targeted to purchase without thinking. One-click buying options, next-day deliveries, sponsored Instagram ads, and endless targeted emails reminding you what you left in your cart. It's hard to slow down when buying options are all around us. Luckily, there is a growing interest in secondhand and more ethical ways of shopping. We met up with Savon, a conscious thrifter who has turned her passion of finding expressive clothing and connecting with people into a career.
My pop-up shop, which is here, is called Sensitive Vintage. And basically, I sell vintage clothing out of my garage in San Francisco in the Mission District. My best estimate would be that 80% of my wardrobe is thrifted. I watched a documentary called The True Cost that I actually kind of, like, my eyes were opened to fast fashion and the harms that it causes, and just kind of like made me think for the first time about where my clothes are actually coming from and who's making them. My favorite part about running this pop-up has been the community, honestly. Meeting people that come in and seeing people try something on and feel amazing in it and be like, ask me where it came from and, you know, how they can take care of it, those types of things.
Thrifting might not be the perfect solution. However, circulating what is already out there could potentially decrease the demand for new production.
Thrifting has definitely gained popularity in recent years. I think there's a multitude of reasons, but in my opinion, one of them is the younger generation that's been getting into it out of like sort of a desperation to be unique, and kind of rebelling against the status quo, and those people having a voice on social media and being able to amplify their message to kind of like the masses. It's, you know, helping to take away stigmas of buying stuff secondhand, because it's whether it's like thrifting in stores or, you know, apps like Depop or Poshmark or eBay even, or any of the places online where you can shop secondhand.
What are some of the other ways that you can start incorporating slow fashion into your life? A lot of it starts with just being more conscious about the brands you are supporting. For instance, Patagonia has a Worn Wear program, which is a secondhand shop that allows you to buy used Patagonia clothes. It also has repair guides that have been translated for 6 languages. Wear Consciously is an online shop that sells curated products that follow strict criteria such as fair trade, vegan, traditional craftsmanship, are women and BIPOC owned, use eco-friendly materials, and produce in small batches.
I would just say be really intentional with every purchase that you make, knowing that the brands that I'm supporting with my dollars are, you know, really trying to create positive change in the industry and really care about the customers and about the people who create the garments.
Some argue that shopping sustainably is expensive. This is because these brands are paying fairer wages and using higher quality materials. This can definitely merit a challenge for individuals on a budget. Oftentimes, though, these garments will last much longer than their less expensive counterparts, sometimes saving you money in the long run. One can also shop for clothing at thrift stores. Here, you will always find low prices on numerous quality items. In fact, some thrift stores use their income to support their community. Hope Thrift uses the money obtained through sales to fund the nonprofit Hope Services, which supports those with developmental disabilities and mental health needs.
The most sustainable wardrobe is the one that you already own. So really taking time to take care of the garments that you own, to repair things, and to, you know, even launder and store them in a way that allows those pieces to last as long as possible is really important. And at the same time, changing your relationship with shopping and with clothing in general, just getting away from the need to constantly be adding new things into your wardrobe and to focus more on styling instead, which is a fun and creative way to, it's really about cultivating a healthier relationship with clothing.
So there are so many different avenues as far as, you know, starting your sustainable journey, specifically towards fashion. I think understand what your personal style is and then go from there. Understand the realistic aspects of like what you can spend. I think also like understanding that you can wear the pieces that are in your closet and make them trendy in your own way.
You know, really taking time to address your relationship with shopping, which for me was such a big part of it was just kind of unlearning these unhealthy habits that I had around shopping and clothing. And yeah, like I said, just have fun with it. It's fashion at the end of the day. It should be fun.
I would say fashion to me is wearing what you feel good in. I've just been obsessed with clothes that make me feel confident, because I can tell a difference when I'm wearing something that I feel confident in, like little things like the way that I talk to somebody, the way that I interact with somebody, if I'm gonna say something, just it's simple things like that that I've noticed throughout my life, and it's finding those pieces that make me feel like I can face the world wearing this.